So one of the first things you'll see when you very first come to our events module now is that you're going to land directly onto our overview page here. So you're now going to see how your events are performing and be able to see a few quick reports at a glance as soon as you come into the events module. A few of these now have the ability to export a report so that you can see that in CSV format. But the main change on this page is we now have a pending payments report. So if you offer a manual payment method, so cash, check, or direct deposit, then you'll now be able to see that those people are sitting there waiting for you to reconcile those payments from your bank account with the registrations on the site. So be able to see that these people here, if I click on the pending payment amount, I can see what they've registered for and how much they've paid and how they paid. So this person's chosen to pay via direct deposit, and I can confirm that payment. It's now arrived in my bank account, and that will register them for that event. Over on the right in the dots, we also have the ability to cancel the order so that if this person didn't end up paying, say if you've got terms of pay within 7 days or your ticket does get cancelled, then that can be done, and you can cancel it from here. Clicking on the resend email, you can see over here that the invoice 842206 is the invoice for the order. We can click on the resend email here, and you can see we've got that invoice sitting there, and we can trigger to resend that to that person so that they can go about paying us and getting that ticket all cleared and through the system. They do get that invoice sent through to them as soon as they register with that pending payment, but that can just be sent as a bit of a reminder if you need to. Okay, over in the events list page, a few different extra little bits and pieces in here as well. So we have some new filters up the top here. So you can filter by upcoming events, completed events, and all events, which you would all be familiar with already. But we now have the ability to filter by custom dates. You have the ability to filter by event type, which was released earlier in the year. But if you're unfamiliar with event types, you can set those up down here in the settings. And if you use site-wide categories, then you also can filter by those. Down in the events list, you can click on the event name or the event date to reorder things. You'll notice that we now have this count column with the fractions showing how many people have purchased tickets and how many are remaining. So we can see that at a glance all in here as well, which is super handy. And that's for the total amount of tickets. So if you've got 5 different tickets available and the total is 100, then that's going to enable you to see a total amount that's still available there. And over on the right, you can now export a list of all of your events so that you can see that a full list of your events and share that with anybody that you need to. So I know that was one that was only requested. Oops, sorry, just not Silver. That was one that was only requested very recently. So I know that Waverton Hub was after that one. But yeah, you can now see a full list here, your event name, start date, end date and time, and anybody that has registered for it as well. Okay, so one of our main feature suggestions has been to cater for recurring events. So if you have a monthly meeting or you have weekly dog training and so on, it's now able to cater for that for you, and you can create one event and push those changes all the way through. So we've got our Friday Night Live music here. So just seeing how that one is set up, we can click on the edit here, and you can see we now have a recurring event column under the Generals tab. Because this one is set to start on a Friday, we get the option of it recurring every week on the Friday and several other options. So I'll go in and I'll create a new one just to show you the full options that we can set up in here. So we can call it Family Gamble Training. So today is a Monday, and looking under the recurring event options, We can repeat it daily, weekly on a Monday, every 2 weeks on a Monday, every month on the third Monday, or every month on the 16th of the month. So we got all of those options in there, and selecting one, we can then go further to tell when that's going to finish. So if we want to do this for a whole year, then we can configure that. We can select the event type. We don't want an admin-only event. We'll do a publicly. And the same fields here with your short description, long description, and so on. If I then save that, we can save and close. You can see that's going to generate my events. And we now have Member Jungle training set up in here on all of these different dates, so that is that's set up and ready for us to go. I can also activate that, and it's going to ask me, do I want to activate all of those future events as well, which I can do. If I now go into that recurring event and I need to add in the location or images and documents, I can do that. I can make all of these changes throughout. And when I click on save, I'm going to get the option to push all of those changes right through that whole list. I can also go in and say, I didn't mean to make that go for a whole year. I only want it to go until August. And saving that and pushing it through all of the events is going to make all of those changes. But if we go through to past that August when I've set that through, it's now deactivated the events after that, so that it's going to stop that recurring on within the dates that I've set on that initial one there. I can then delete these ones if I don't want them, and that will remove those deactivated ones from my list just to keep it clean, and we'll just keep us with all of those Member Jungle training events for just the dates that I've set. I can also go through and change one that's just halfway along the dates if I wanted to, and change it to already on Monday. We can change that through to a Tuesday if we wanted to, and change that, and that's also going to change those, but from that date forward. It won't backdate the ones, so that it keeps just that list of the events that we've created initially, and then the ones that we've changed going forward. We also have some other changes in the. Sorry, Lee, I'll just put you. We also have a couple of other changes in this area here as well. If you update tickets, so adding the recurring events, if you create tickets within the events, you will also get the option to push that through to the following events as well. And also, if you have event certificates, then you do get that option of pushing those changes to your event certificates through as well.
Just something to be aware of. The only thing that will not change for ticketing is if you change the availability for one ticketed event, it will not propagate to all future ones, for the reason that you might say, oh, this is a smaller venue, we just want to have 50 for this, or you want to just increase this one. Event numbers and maximum restrictions will only stay relevant to that particular event. Otherwise, everything will actually propagate through the whole series.
So having a look on the registrations page here, some new features you'll also see in this area are displaying the remaining availability of tickets or registrations. So turning that one on here will make it visible so that your members can see that there's only 5 tickets left available, and that will obviously creates that bit of urgency, so hopefully get your tickets sold. You can have a customized message on the screen to display when your tickets are sold out. And you can customize what that button says for registrations and for ticket purchases as well. So for some people, purchase tickets was not quite relevant for their organisation. And so this was a fairly popular feature suggestion as well. You can now dictate exactly what that button says for your members. Sharing registrations here as well. So you all would be familiar with on the mobile app, when members log in, they can see who has registered, how many people are coming. That's now available on the website as well. So I'll save that and we'll go and have a look at the live side of things. Oh, again. Oh, need to save my tickets. I'm just going to turn tickets off for a moment. Okay, so if we have a look at our live events here, going into the Member Jungle event, we can see here I've got 20 plus tickets remaining, so I can see how many are still available for me to purchase. I can click and see who's registered to come to the event. So, I can see that John Deere is coming, so that'll be great. I want to go too. And you can see here that I've also got the what my custom button says to purchase tickets. If I log out and go to the member-only Christmas party here, this event is publicly visible, but the tickets themselves are only available to members. So I've got the role restricted tickets set up to this event, which I'll show you in the back end shortly. And now when I go to purchase tickets, it's going to prompt me to log in, and then it'll give me my ticket options.
So that will be really useful to a lot of the clubs that run member-only events. And I know previously the link wasn't publicly available, so they'd sort of have to go through and tell people to log in to be able to see the event. You can now publicly promote the event, but just restrict the tickets so people can see it. But unless they're actually a member, they can't register to attend. So that gives you the ability to have those more readily available.
Yeah, this was one of the most popular feature suggestions. People like to have widgets on the homepage and things like that as well to feature all sorts of suggestions. Your people that are not members can see what they're missing out on if you're publicly advertising them. So this was a really popular one. Again, to role restrict those tickets, you'll notice that under the ticketing tab here, when you create a ticket, you'll now have the restrict tickets to member tags section here. So you can then go through, restrict it to a tag or a member role, which is their membership, or any custom roles you've got set up in security. So you can lock those down to your various members, and that's when it's going to prompt them to log in. If they log in and they don't have the ability to, they don't have one of those roles that you've restricted that down to, then it will show that there's no tickets available for them. It will only be for those restricted roles. When somebody logs in as a member, when somebody logs in, and we'll be able to see all of those tickets. But if you've got various tickets set up in here and some are available to full membership and some are available to premium membership, when I log in as a full member, I'm only going to see the tickets that are available to me. Okay. With your event types in here, and also if you use the the site-wide categories, it is possible for you to now see on the mobile app all of those different categories so that your members can click through on the app to see those. So these are just a couple of screenshots that I've popped in here, but you can see up the top here are the site-wide categories, and underneath are the various event types that you set up in there. So your members will find it easy to filter their way through your events on the mobile app also now. You can also see we've got the registrations button here against each event. And scrolling down, as administrator, when you click on that registrations tab, you can see everybody that has everybody that's registered for that event. Clicking on the member's name, you will then go to this screen, which will take you through, and you can mark that member as attended. You'll also be able to click on the scan icon and just scan that member as attended into the event as well. So that's the changes that have pushed through to the mobile app for you as well, just to hopefully make those things a little bit simpler. Under our reporting area, we do have a few extra date filters in here. You'll be able to filter. So previously it was just for the specific event, and you could create those reports and exports. You can now say you want to select all the events in the date range and select the dates that you want to filter through. So if we go back to January, then we can set those, and then we've got the different filters. So we only want the upcoming events, completed events, and so on. So clicking that will then give us a list of everybody that's purchased tickets to the events within our date range, and that's all exportable out to CSV. So we can just say we want to know everybody that's purchased tickets for events this weekend, regardless of which events, and we'll be able to export out a full attendees list. And it will give us any ticket fields that you might be collecting, dietary requirements, and so on, all in there. So you'll have that full attendees list with all of the information you need to run your event. Okay, Lee, have I missed anything?
I apologise. I've been very busily answering questions.
We do have, sorry, one I did miss is our role restricted, the role discounts. So under the ticketing here, we could always give a percentage discount to various roles or tags. But now when you're creating a ticket, you can now select the member tags or roles and give either a percentage or a dollar discount, so that you can then push that through for your various member types. I didn't give it a button.
Did you add plus? You got to click your plus to add it, and you haven't got a tag. You're adding it to.
Yeah, what's up there?
Oh yeah, I thought you added it.
I'm adding it twice. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you.
So yeah, no, you can now add those individual discounts to various roles. So you might have lots of different membership types that get a different discount and so on. I know when people are advertising their event tickets elsewhere, sometimes percentages don't quite work, which is why we had a few feature suggestions for the dollar amounts. So yeah, you'll now have that one available as well. Happy to take questions if anyone wants to voice them rather than chatting them. Then yeah, we've got a little bit of time to do that.
One of the questions is, can you edit an individual occurrence of a recurring event? So did you want to just show that the option when you edit a recurring event is that you choose one or all, please?
Yes. So any edits that you make in recurring events. So if I just want to change who to contact for this one, then when I click on save, I'll have a pop-up here that asks me if I want to do it for all this one and all future events or only this event. And that will be whenever you make any changes to any of the recurring events, you'll have that option. So yeah, you'll be able to. Have any
Kate, at the moment, no, you can't bulk mark attendance as a group. We did have I think there was only one feature suggestion for that has been asked about. Again, I have put in the chat, there is a link to the feature suggestion page. It is definitely worthwhile putting in. There's probably a few more people wanting some of the suggestions that we weren't aware of how much demand there was. So it is definitely worthwhile putting those in. But that one isn't available at the moment for bulk attendance, no. We haven't made any changes this quarter to the shop. So no, sorry, Howard, there's no dollar discount available in the shop. If it wasn't there before, I'm not sure if it was there before. I think it might only be a percentage. And Jen, how do people unregister for an event? So member can actually, if they're on the mobile app, they can actually just go in and unregister themselves. So they can just change their number to not as attending. And they can do that on the website as well. Have you logged in and shown on the front end, Renee, that they can now see who's attending? Oh, you have, haven't you? Yeah.
Faster than I can see.
Yeah.
Yep. So at the moment, the recurring options are not bi-monthly. It's daily, weekly, every every month. Oh, sorry.
Well, every 2 weeks is almost bi-monthly.
Oh, it was every second month. Not.
Oh, sorry, bi-weekly. My apologies.
Yeah. So at this point, no, sorry. Well, I've lost who actually asked me that, but no, it is a yeah, not yet. We're going by monthly. Sorry. Sending notifications to update an event. So at the moment, Steve, are you referring to the push notifications?
Yeah. To the app. That would be really cool to be able to do a custom notification to a specific group of people or event. We could have done that last weekend, actually. We had a Circus Soleil event and needed to get information to those people. We did by email, but that would be really cool to be able to do it that way.
And
Yeah.
People register. Okay.
Yeah. So do you use the event link chat rooms?
We have tried.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's that's something we could have another go at and educate them. But just being able to, use a notification where we just push it out and it pops up. So I don't have to worry too much about finding things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, at the moment, the push notification does go out to everyone with the mobile app. So yeah, there's not a way to notify them. Just individually and customize those at this point, unfortunately. But yeah,
and I'll put in the ideas
members on the app to the chat room. That'd be that'd be the simplest way of contacting everybody that's linked to the event.
Yeah.
So Beverly has a question. I'm not sure if you're there, Beverly. If a recurring event has 6 sessions, is there an option to buy tickets for just some of them, say 4 of the 6? Do you mean can someone buy tickets to 4 of the 6 events in one transaction? Is that what you mean? Is Beverly here? Okay. So guessing what that one is, they still individually have to purchase each ticket. You can make. Oh yeah, sorry. There she is. Hello, Beverly.
Yeah. Some of the events we have might be, say, a series of book discussions that go over 6 weeks. So currently, people would buy a ticket that covers all 6 weeks. But if we set that up as a recurring event, some people might only be able to attend 4. Do they have to buy 4 individual tickets or 6 individual tickets?
Yes.
Or can they nominate they're going to buy 4 of 6? Or
Yeah, no. So unfortunately, they're not linked on the front end. They're actually just linked from you from an administration perspective to make it easier. So they would just need to still purchase the 4 individual tickets or 6 individual tickets, however the case would be.
That's term-based purchase, isn't it, Renee?
Yeah, that would be what you're after as well, Marilyn. So both Beverly and Marilyn, if you want to jump on that feature suggestion link, feel free to put it in, because unless we have those suggestions, we don't know what the demand sort of is for them. But yeah, I think that would be what you're after as well, Marilyn, as far as a term-based event.
A couple of things, Renee. So if you go into edit a recurring event and click on monthly.
Click on what, sorry? Monthly.
Oh, can you go to a new one, please?
Have we created? Yeah.
Yeah. Change to monthly.
Every month on the 3rd Monday or on the 16th?
I do every month on the 3rd Monday.
Yeah.
So you can actually change it to 1 month, 2 months, 3 months on the left there. You can do bi-monthly. Nope.
Oh, sorry. Oh, repeat. Oh, there you go.
So we can do bi-monthly. Also, dollar discounts are available in the store and percentage discounts. So that hasn't changed. That's actually how that was the case. Sorry, answer the question. In relation to cancelling a registration, if we're talking about a registration, members can cancel their own registrations. They can actually just say that they're not coming by the website or the mobile app. They can just change that. If it's a ticketed event, you have to cancel that for them. So, and John, how to know, reoccurring have to be at fixed frequencies. They can't be random, unfortunately, because we don't know when to schedule them all as well. And Astrid, yes, a different day and not a Monday. So you get to choose. It's actually just basing it on the fact that the first date is a Monday. So if you go and change that to a Tuesday, it's going to say on the third Thursday or whatever day of the week. So that's actually just based on when you selected that first day there as well. Okay. Well, we've probably got through faster. Does anybody have any additional questions?
Just to go back to that event chat room.
Yes.
Chat room link.
Yeah.
So it's not practical for us here at the Rotorua Chamber to use that. What I have been doing though, if it might help others, is under editing, I've been going to emails and the registration, and then I've had to add a schedule email. And that sends the email directly to the people that are registered.
Yeah,
so that's how I've been working around it.
Thanks for that.
But yeah, it's not practical, that chat room link for us here anyway.
Yep.
So I agree. It'll be amazing to have that feature.
Yeah, sure. Oh, there you go, Steve. There's a suggestion from Renee.
Okay, Jeffrey Crane. Sorry, someone else got a question there? Speaking? I apologise. I think I talked over somebody. No? Okay. Can you explain how, for public events, how visitor registration is handled, what information is collected, and how long is it retained in the system? Can we get reporting on how often visitors have registered for the club events? We are wanting to enable visitors to register for up to 3 events only, and after that, they'll need to apply for membership. With a visitor, they still get an account in the system. So basically, they go through and they register for an event. So they actually still go into the security module. So if you go into an event, or if you go in and you access, depending on how you do that, you can actually see that all registered people have an account. Now, you can then go in the same way you do for a person right now. You can see how many events. Do you want to just go into admin? Are you logging in?
Oh, yeah. I was actually going to show, because this here is what seems to catch people.
Oh, okay. Yes, sorry. How public can register for an event? Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're not a member and they don't have an account, clicking under the button under don't have an account and selecting their tickets will take them through to create themselves an account. So this form here is going to create an account for them. And creating an account in the system doesn't give them a membership, but it does give them a login to be able to see and access their event registrations and tickets and anything they purchase from the store or anything like that. It still gives them that little admin area for where they log in. So creating that in here, we'll take them through. Oh, missing. Going to take them through the same process that your members will see when they log in. So they're still going to go through the checkout process and still going to be able to create their purchase. Not going to go through that there. But when you as administrator log in, you can actually see all accounts, whether they're membership or any type of account created in your security module here. So clicking this one here, all of this is everybody that has a login account to your system. So they are stored in here. At this point, there's no way to create that report as to how they got in here. So we can't filter and just say everybody that has come from the events to run a report and see that they've attended free at this point. But when in your events area here, when we look at who has purchased tickets to an event, clicking on the ticket icon here, you'll have a list of everybody that has registered or purchased tickets to the events, and you can email people directly from here. At this point, it doesn't sort of put them into a group to market to them at a later date, but feel free to raise a feature suggestion for that, because that has been something that has been raised recently by another organisation as well.
And if you click on that person and show you can see the 3 events, it's just you can't. So you can see you go to events there.
Yeah, so we can see their registrations and what they've purchased and things like that. This isn't that I didn't go right through checkout with that one. So this person does have a membership, but yeah, if it's somebody that is just a visitor and not a member, they would just have no memberships under this membership tab. Okay. Did we have?
So you can't get a list of visitors anywhere.
Not specifically visitors, no. You can search for them. You can see where they exist in the system, but we can't filter them at this point as to how they landed in with an account in your security module.
Okay. Just another question. We got a lot of contributors. We got a lot of leaders. We run a lot of events. On a weekly basis or monthly basis. One of the things we want to do is have leaders have the ability in the app to be able to see we don't want to give them full membership information, but to be able to see at least a mobile phone, because if somebody gets lost on a walk or something like this, we want to be able to, the leader needs to be able to contact them. Is there any possible getting that put into the app, when they can?
I would 100% recommend raising that as a feature suggestion, Jeffrey, because it is on the radar, definitely. So yes.
Supporting those feature suggestions, pushes that priority up.
Yeah, look, that one is being looked at, but at this point, no, we can't do it, but it is definitely something that one is worthwhile.
Okay, good.
So,
did anybody else have any questions that you wanted to raise before we wrap that up?
no.
Sorry, Renee, just going back to Jeffrey's question, we have the same problem too, but I created a role for our walk leaders, which gives them the ability to see that information. Is that not correct? Or
I'm assuming, Jeffrey, you're after just allowing specific information, are you? Or
yeah, I don't want to see the whole members' record, because that'd be, yes, we got probably 100 leaders.
Yeah.
So we just want to restrict it to give them a mobile number, so we've got some way of contacting the person on the walk. Or after the walk.
Yeah, sure. But yes, Sandy, how you're doing it at the moment is how we do suggest it at this point. But yes, we have had a few requests to have that demographic and personal information a little bit more limited. Where that need arises. So yes, Jeffrey.
Can you walk us through the steps to create an event that's publicly visible, but also allows members to register? So that was the public event with security. So
what you create your event as usual, but when you come to adding tickets, this is where you're going to restrict it and lock them down to the different roles or memberships. So creating your tickets, where we can see here that this one is role restricted. So creating your tickets in here, you've now got a field in here that says restrict ticket to roles or member tags. And you'll see a drop down here of all the different member tags, all of the different membership roles and security roles in here that you can add to the ticket, and they will need to log in and have a current membership or tag with those restrictions in order to be able to purchase the tickets. So you can see this one here is locked down to these 3 types of memberships. And so only those current members in those memberships will be able to purchase tickets. But everybody can see the details to this event. So everyone will be able to see the details, but logged out, it will just prompt them to log in there. So probably we'll just have another look at that logged out.
Renee, just clarifying, Astrid here.
Yeah.
Can you do like multiple tickets in the event? So like there's a ticket for members and there's a ticket for public. So it's one event. And that way the public can see the public ticket, because we always have, we've got different clubs all around Australia and we want to make it publicly available for everyone to come to.
Yeah. So if I'm logged out and there's public tickets and there is role restricted tickets, I'll only be able to see the public tickets until I log in which case I'll be able to see all the tickets that are available to me. So yes, you can have more than one type of ticket and restrict them accordingly. And only people that are eligible to purchase those tickets will be able to see them.
Yeah, it's just like an event, right? We have tickets for a member price and we have tickets for a guest price. So changing that's so the guest price would be public and the member price would be whatever.
Yeah, sure. You can also cater for just pricing differences with those member discounts as well. So when your members are logged in, they will see it at their price and the public will see it at their price as well. So, and you set those discounts in that same, I won't log it out now, so it's not going to, you'll set those discounts.
Partners, can we do add a partner or something or no?
Sorry, add a partner.
Yeah. You've got ticketing fields, so you could actually just have ticketing fields where they have to include the partner's name, but unless you can actually restrict how many they can purchase. So if you want them to be able to, so if it's just it's a double ticket, so they're buying for 2, then you could just call it a couple's ticket. Oh, sorry. Apologies there. Otherwise, you could have ticketing fields where you could actually just, buy it as a ticket for 2 people, and then you can just include the ticket fields to collect the partner's name there as well. Okay, that's cool. Especially when you're doing national conferences, because when we have we do, register for the conference, you want to register for the dinner ticket and people want to bring their partners. So it's I think you could see a good benefit in our national conferences doing it in there rather than.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I know you guys are only just sort of moving over now, Astrid, but obviously once you've got all of your events on the Member Jungle system rather than having them elsewhere, then it ties it into sort of a neat little package in the members profile and seeing that history there and having it the ability to add these role discounts and things like that for the members. So
I think until we can have different bank accounts for different clubs, they won't use it.
Okay.
So I'll be putting that suggestion in. Yeah, definitely put that in.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know how many want that, as I did put that, Astro, because I have actually had that come up recently as well. So if that's something that people are wanting, we would definitely like to know about it, because I could probably only name 1 or 2 that I've sort of discussed about it before. So
Everyone do it.
Put that one in. Event type, Katie, I'll have to have a look at event type. Why you don't have that if it's not set up. It is under settings, but I will go through what is your site, Katie, if you just want to put that in there as well. Maybe so I can make sure that I can look at your site specifically as well. And Peter, yes, you do need to introduce ticketed events to have the ability to publicly promote the event but restrict registrations. However, one of the reasons that we've changed the button name is so you can actually just call it register. So rather than look like purchase tickets, because they might be free because it's restricted, you can just change that button. And I think Renee probably mentioned that purchase ticket button that you control the text, so it can be called just register for free or members register now. It is on the mobile app and on the website. So you can now just create free tickets, change that button so you don't have the confusion. and then they can actually go through and do that. You do have more control if you use ticketed events. So I know some of the bushwalkers want to collect more details and stuff as well. You do have more control. You can ask for more fields, but by changing that button, it makes it a little bit easier to put through what you're wanting people to do, because people, if it's a free event, don't want to click on a button called purchase tickets. So that way you can actually direct people a little bit more there as well. Katie, will have a look at your site as well. So leave that one with me. If there's any questions, Renee is going to put out a video of this, and then she will put an email, and you're welcome to go through an email. Otherwise, you can go through to the support site. They're all available now. So if you want to raise any support tickets, we can answer any questions there. I will also get Renee to include the feature suggestion form in the email, so you can put through anything there if you have any other questions as well.
Also, up in the top right, when you're logged in as administrator, on any of the pages that you're on, clicking on the help icon, so it will bring out suggestions for relevant help articles for the page that you're on as well. So certainly worthwhile having a look there first.
Yeah. And Jono, you can't put an exception in for different days, but you can just go in and edit those individual ones that conflict. So you can set up the whole calendar for 12 months, and then you could just go in and edit the ones that are different and edit that single event for Easter or Christmas or something like that as well. So, and yes, Sandy, you can have multiple tickets under registrations. People can, so hang on, Renee, you have to check. People can go back and buy, oh yes, you can go and buy additional tickets, and you can buy additional products later as long as you're registered and logged in. You don't have to be a member, but as long as you're registered and logged in, you can actually go in. You will actually get a warning that says, hey, be careful, you already have tickets to this event. But you certainly can do that. And if you're using the Stripe Gateway, you can turn on Afterpay. So if that's something that you're wanting to make available, people can pay those off as well. They can't.
Can you do manual payments?
Pay, yes, under your payment settings, under the left-hand side there on Renee's screen, you can actually set up manual payments if you want to under the events module.
You need to be logged in as full site administrator to have access to that.
Yeah.
You can't do something. Sorry, you can't get them to come back and pay extra money off that ticket later unless they're manually paying money and you're just monitoring it. So,
okay.
When is the update finished?
It is.
My final release was this morning, which will bring you up to date with everything that we've showed you today.
Because my admin, it doesn't look like your admin at all. It's missing quite a few of the features.
Okay, it might be that you just want to have some of them set up. So I'll jump onto your site after here and have a look there as well. So
perfect, thank you.
I'll have a look at that one, and I'll look at McKillop Group as well. So,
can I just ask a question? In terms of just organising the events, I can see when you've got your events as well, with the weekly ones, there's so many of them. How does one kind of highlight on your website?
And that's something that was out before as well. So I do apologise. The event types, we called it public. I called it public event and member-only event. That has nothing to do with the fact that it's a public event and a member-only event. That was literally for my testing, so they all highlighted. Renee, if you go to the front end, one of the things that those colours allow you to sort of highlight which one's more important. We also notice that there's the event calendar. No, can you go to the event calendar, Renee? You can also do it via the event calendar as well. So you can have which ones, so they might only have an event type if they're more important. So that way all your other ones won't be doing it. You can have this as your main list if you want to. And this list also, members can actually change that themselves. So they can change to see it as a list, as a week and a month. So it's easier to sort of highlight. It's like you sort of want a featured, you could probably do a featured category output. Let me have a think about that, because if you've got some main ones that you want to highlight, I'm not sure what you've got, you could probably do a featured that you can have on the right-hand side highlighting your main events. So let me get back to you on that one.
And also create a sub-page, Kathy, that has the this particular widget, which enables your members to see it as a list or week, month, year. This gives you the ability to filter it by event type as well. So you can have a member-only events page that has this widget on it and only shows the member-only events if you wanted to do that.
And major events as well. And you could even add it to the navigation. So the same way as Renee, there you go. The same way as Renee's added event and then events calendar, you could have your major events as actually its own list. So you can actually just show events that are in that list. So that is just a widget. And in your widget area, you've got your cog setting. Your cog setting, you can filter by event type.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So yeah, and your event types are in your membership settings here. So you just set those up and it's just giving them a name, description, and a highlight color. So once you've created event types, you'll find that as a drop-down option in your events settings here, where you can select what type of event it is.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. As I said, Renee will get this video through to everybody so that you can then put any questions. You're welcome to go through to support. There'll be an announcement going up with some of the changes that have gone live this morning, so there will be access to more help documentation. But all of this is documented on the website as well, so you'll find most of the questions will already be answered there. And we hope you all have a lovely Christmas and a nice break, and we will catch up with you all next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.